All right, welcome to the table once more. And I was just ended playing Leuctra to learn the system pretty much. I mean, I just finished, and where is it? Thebans in blue versus the Spartans in red, and with a very few counters. So just two generals for the Thebans, same for the Spartans, and medium infantry for both. But the Spartans have more cavalry, like one more, but they are pretty similar. So it's not really equal. The game is all run by cards. So you have the melee results, you have the dice rolls if you don't want to roll dice, and you have symbols that tell you what to do in certain situations, like reshuffles, like retreats. It's completely done at the moment. See if we can see all the three provinces. Okay, it's a bit noisy, I would say. We can't go step by step. So we have Kerala, which is a region, and it will be and I took a lot of notes here. So Caligo is the name of the peninsula. Okay, there's no need for orientation, but because it doesn't really, unless we are playing some specifics for the campaign, wherever is the north doesn't really matter, and that's why there's no windrows here, but the north is that way. So you know. All right, the peninsula is called Caligo, and so in the north we have Kerala, which is this big region. And on the very south we have Rubrimons, which is the entire southern region. So you can see the north has more mountains, the south, then the center forests, and the south has some mountains, but mostly is farmland, is open ground. Okay, that's Rubrimons, and the middle with Ipsis Briga, this is the seat of power for the country, let's say it like that. The country is called Velarem Respublica, so pretty much like a republic, a Roman republic idea. And what happened is why there's a war, where comes the war we're gonna play. It's basically a civil war where after a failed triumvirate with between three proconsuls, but one proconsul Oblivious was murdered in the seventh step of the stairs leading to the Senate room in Ipsis Briga. The other two proconsuls were pretty much just declared pariahs, but they both now trying to turn the nail on its head and vowing they are the rightful defenders of the republic and bring the other to justice and whatnot. So in the north we have several towns, and I still haven't rolled for their capabilities of generating troops, and that's not the only thing. Their time to mobilize those troops, and I will explain that when we start actually doing it. But the rate of mobilization, because people are working in their businesses, working the farms, maybe they have only one cohort of professional soldiers that belong to a legion that is spread out throughout the land in different towns, right? So they have to mobilize. For example, let's say a legion has the order to concentrate in Mons Bellona, but the cohorts are spread out throughout the country, so they all have to travel and then concentrate on that area. That takes time. So everything is important to take note of. It's not very crunchy, but it's just discipline of taking notes. I haven't yet generated for, well, the capital, Vela Locus, which is the capital of the region, is always A grade. The rest can go down to a F or G grade. So basically, they can only generate militia. But a low grade town might not generate too many troops, but they might be a supplies base better than a higher grade town that generates more troops. So there's a balance between that. Okay, what do we have? We have Mauritius Mesem, which is pretty much a bastardization, Romanization of Most Table. We have Vetera, Mons Bellona, Vela Locus, which was still a fan idea to call the capital Vela, or the land. I mean, but yeah. We have Diarna, we have Aricia, we have Chris Ridelis, and you have to find, I think, whoever uses the similar name will know. We have Asta, another viewer, suggested the name of Palos Portos, which is the port in the swamps. We have Arbea, and we have Acri Oppidum. Acri meaning sharp. So that was, yeah, well, it's just for, I remember Cav Sharp and said, well, one town should be called Sharp. Okay, we have Ipsis Briga here. We have Portus Sanctus. Then the entire sea, that would be, yeah, it's called Mare Pancaldis. And whoever guesses this one doesn't receive a cookie. Okay, we have Rubribons, which is the southern province, with Tergeste being the capital. We have Lacus Rubrum and Lacus Grano. And we have Cane, a town, Turicum, Arabona, and Zamacelas. I was going to name some of the inlets, but given, yeah, there will be probably no big naval battles unless we need to give a name to a battle. There's no point. It's like giving the names to the forests. I think we can give names. Yeah, we have to name the river still. Oh, yes, we have Hardilupus fluvius. So that's also a bastardization of Hardwolf. And I'll still have to give name to this river and some other place. So the next step, apart from giving all the names, will be the generation of the towns. The only ones I did, and it is for Rubri Regnum, which is the faction on the south, is for Tegeste, which is the capital. It's an A, actually Cane. It's also an A, Turicum, and we can see where they are. It's easier. So we have Tergeste there. It's an A. It's the capital. Then we have Cane, which is also an A. So I would say probably Tergeste is more administrative, and Cane is probably the more commercial, or, you know, bigger town probably than Tergeste. Turicum is a sea. It's just, you know, a passage between the east and the west side of the region. We have Arabona, which is a B, and Zamasele, which is given it's more safeguarded, and it's also an A. For Kairola settlements, we have a ton of them. It's too many, and they will have to be rolled. So we have, as I spoke on another video, there's a big difference. Now, there's no definition of frontiers because this is all one country. Okay. There might be administrative frontiers, but for the campaign, it doesn't mean a thing. It's just not like the only thing that matters is actually the river that leads in that the river, sorry, that leads into the town. See it is like a Rubicon, right? Actually, it could be called a Rubicon. So it's kind of the sacred city, and who's going into the sacred city? The blues or the reds? I mean, who knows? Each one of them wants to be the savior of the Respublica. So there we go. We still have some names to put on. We'll consult names of people I follow, people that follow me, commenters and all that, and whatever I can use. There's still names to be given to the generals. Ah, yes. And the leaders of the factions are okay. For Rubrimons or Rubri Regnum, as we call it, is Proconsul Aeneas Jezanus, which is a thank you to Jezawan. And for Kairula Throne, that's how they call themselves, the throne in Kairula, it's Proconsul Galenus Stilphanus. So also a big thank you. So there's that. There's our solo wargaming guide, our Dawn of Battle stuff. Everything is coming together into one big place. There's something else I've been trying with the map of Dawn of Battle, but I will play or give some after action report, or kind of, it's out of the box, but let me show you everything it has. I like that style, so yeah, just wanted to show you guys the map. Let's just make this big pan out. It's ugly as hell seen from this distance. So cheers, see you later on.